Hello, friends. How are you all? It's once again a great pleasure as we meet on this beautiful, lovely channel where we learn and are an inspiration to each other. Yes, we will never give up as we are speaking on vitalizing the talk. Today we will study choose subjects you are earnest about. Okay? So listen carefully as I read. To begin with, good morning, good afternoon, good evening in different parts of the world. Okay? The first point today is choose subjects you are earnest about. In chapter 3, we stressed the importance of feeling deeply about your subject, isn't it? Unless you are emotionally involved in the subject matter you have chosen to talk about, you cannot expect to make your audience believe in your message, isn't it? Unless you are expressive, you cannot make your audience believe in your message. You have to speak with all your heart, okay, and mind into the subject. Obviously, if you select a topic that is exciting to you because of long experience with it, such as a hobby or recreational pursuit, or because of deep reflection or personal concern about it, as for instance, the need for better schools in your community, you will have no difficulty in talking with excitement, isn't it? When you know the subject and when you're interested in the subject, you find it interesting and you find it exciting to speak, isn't it? The persuasive power of earnestness was never more vividly demonstrated to me than in a talk made before one of my classes in New York City more than 2 decades ago. I have heard many persuasive talks, but this one, which I call the case of bluegrass versus hickory wood ashes, stands out as a kind of triumph of sincerity over common sense. Yes, it is triumph of sincerity over common sense. A top flight salesman of one of the best known selling organizations in the city made the preposterous statement that he had been able to make bluegrass grow without the aid of seeds or roots. He had, according to his story, scattered hickory wood ashes over newly plowed ground. Listen to it, friends. It says, presto, bluegrass had appeared. He firmly believed that the hickory wood ashes and the hickory wood ashes alone were responsible for the blue grass. Commenting on his talk, I gently pointed out to him that his phenomenal discovery would, if true, make him a millionaire, for bluegrass seed was worth several dollars a bushel. I also told him that it would make him the outstanding scientist of all history. I informed him that no man, living or dead, had ever been able to perform the miracle of what he claimed to have performed. No man had ever been able to produce life from inert material or matter. I told him that very quickly and quietly, for I felt that his mistake was so palpable, palpable, so absurd as to require no emphasis in the refutation. When I had finished, every other member of the course saw the folly of his assertion, but he did not see it, nor not for a second. He was in earnest about his he was in earnest about his contention, deadly in earnest. He leaped to his feet and informed me that he was not wrong. He had not been relating theory, he protested, but personal experience. He knew whereof he spoke. He continued to talk, enlarging on his first remarks, giving additional information, pulling up additional evidence, sincerity and sincerity and honesty, bringing in his voice. What was there in his voice? Sincerity and honesty. Again, I informed him that there was not the remotest hope in the world of his being right, or even approximately right, or within 1,000 miles of the truth. In a second, he was on his feet once more, offering to bet me $5 and to let the US Department of Agriculture settle the matter. And do you know what happened? Several members in the class were won over to his side. Many others were beginning to be doubtful. If I had taken a vote, I am certain that more than half of the businessmen in that class would not have sided with me. I asked them what had shaken them from their original position. One after another said it was the speaker's earnestness and his belief. Mark the points. It was the speaker's earnestness and his belief so energetically stated that made them begin to doubt the common sense viewpoint. Well, in the face of the display of credulity, I have to write the Department of Agriculture. I was ashamed. I told them to ask such an absurd question. They replied, of course, that it was impossible to get blue grass or any other living thing from hickory wood ashes. And they added that they had received another letter from New York asking the same question. That salesman was so sure of his position that he sat down and wrote a letter too. This incident taught me a lesson I will never forget. An important point. The incident taught me a lesson I will never forget. If a speaker believes a thing earnestly enough and says it earnestly enough, he will get adherence to his cause, even though he claims he can produce bluegrass from dust and ashes. How much more compelling will our convictions be if they are arrayed on the side of common sense and truth? So we stop here, friends, and the important point we learned today, it has to be the speaker's earnestness, his belief, and it should be energetic, and also we have to state it energetically. Okay? So see you again tomorrow. Till then, take care, be encouraged, don't quit. Bye bye.